Hey friends, it is Thursday afternoon after work and thought I would go ahead and bring up some supplies that were delivered to my gate. So I got a fence post pounder. That's going to be for the deer gate, and I've got some 8-foot T-posts. I got deer fencing, that's the 10-ax. I've got 10 bags of black cow. I got drip hose that I'll put in the bed. And yeah, I've got various tools to help me. What I want to do this afternoon is put down the black cow, make sure it's all nice and groomed, and then I'm going to go ahead and try to water a little bit to just get it to settle, and then prepare for planting this weekend. So in 2 days we're going to be planting. Alright, so that's what we're going to do this afternoon. I still have some issues with the ram pump. The flow to the bucket is not fast enough, and I do have that second feeder pipe, but it gets clogged in the screen, so it only works for a couple hours and then it gets clogged up with debris and gunk. So I'll get that started again here, and it looks like the tote's about a quarter full, so I need to keep that moving, so because I need that water for the garden. So stay tuned. Okay, I thought I'd show you how I'm approaching this. This is going to be a square foot garden, and I've marked off, we've started, my son and I have started to put in some string tied to, extra pieces of it's 1x1 rails, and basically just marking off lines for the square foot garden, and that'll help me be really intensive and use every square inch of this bed. So we're right in the process of doing that. Now I'm going to put the black cow down, and all I need to do is just go like that. Actually, this came off. But all I need to do is just kind of flip it over, and then I can put the black cow on. So I'll probably mark with spray paint on the top every foot, just so that I have a good guide. So yeah, I just wanted to give you that update. So stay tuned. Okay, I mounted this higher because it's really loose and it's going to settle as it gets wet and it rains and so forth. So it's going to definitely settle, and it's also, there's space in there between the logs in the hugelkultur style. So that's eventually going to be settling in between the logs, and the logs will be rotting. So I think this looks good. I think it's going to be a good start. I'm going to try to hook up a hose over to the IBC tote. And let's take a look over here. I had to fix the ram pump a little bit, and I think it'll run and fill the rest of this up. So maybe you can hear it. Can you see it filling? So it feels really slow, but it calculated it 5 minutes and 20 seconds for a gallon, and that means about 24 hours, a full day, to fill this entire IBC tote, which ain't bad. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and set up my square foot lines, and that'll be ready for us for this weekend to start planting. So let me get those lines up, and then at least that task will be done. Okay, the square feet, or roughly square feet, are laid out using that mason line. So going all the way up, it is ready, I think, for planting. Probably just get it wet, get it thoroughly soaked, and then it'll compact a little bit and it'll make it easier, because right now it's really fluffy and dry. So I'll go ahead and soak that real good, and I'll tighten up the lines before I actually plant. All right, so next step is to actually plant the seed, and I'll show you how I have it laid out. Couldn't pass this up. I just drove by the orchard here, and the Virginia Beauty is blossoming out. You see the bud about ready to open, and the other ones. Oh, that's so exciting. Look at that. Just soaking in the sunshine, late afternoon. Yep. The peach tree already flowered. And these I got last year, remember, last November. And they're starting to get budding out here. Leafing out. But take you over here to one of the let's see, thought I saw a bud coming. Yep, there's a bud. See a couple of them right there? Let's see. Not sure if you can see them. We'll come up here again and see how they're doing. I'm going to have to definitely mulch around these and weed so that they don't get too much grass around them. Exciting! Okay, everybody, we've got the plan. We got it laid out. We've got 16 foot, 1 foot by 3 foot sections here, all up and down. We've got the seeds packets ready. We'll just go down the line here. We've got Lincoln peas, sugar ant, snap pea, bush beans, chard, mustard, kale, collards, lettuce, cabbage, spinach, onion, carrots, radishes, cucumbers, squash, and tomatoes. Yep, so we're going to go ahead and put in some intensive gardening techniques in here. I've got some potting mix. So we'll basically make a trench for each row of seeds, and then we'll use the potting mix to, right after we put the seed in, we'll put the potting mix over top lightly, pat it down to make it firm, and then water the heck out of it. So stay tuned. This is the kind of the technique here. Basically the trowel, take it and kind of go about a half of an inch down, but we want to have 4 inches, then a trough, then 4 inches, then a trough for these guys. So kind of right up against there, like that. See how that goes like that? Then we'll seed liberally and put the potting mix, just sprinkle the potting mix. I'll go ahead and do the first. About a half inch between them. Wasn't sure if they'd all make it, then I'll use them all up. Because they'll naturally cull each other and compete, you know, for nutrients and all that. So it's not a lot, it's just light coverage. And by the time we pat it, it's only about a half inch deep. Then we'll water the heck out of it every day until they sprout and even beyond. Okay. bigger seeds?
Yeah.
Don't put them close together. These are bush beans that I'm planting.
Nice. Radish 32, so I guess a lot.
Swiss chard.
2 troughs for radishes.
32, yeah, you
That's gonna be a
do
lot.
three troughs if you can. Yeah,
Oh.
you can plant a lot of radishes, carrots, and onions all massed together. Okay. Okay, next is chard. Okay folks, we're all planted. Let's just take the zoom angle. Everything's planted. We got 17 different, I think, no, 16 different vegetables. Everything's neat and tidy. Now, for the watering, and we're going to use the IBC tote that's full of water thanks to the ram pump.